So what do we have here? Well, underneath all that black plastic cladding is the next Lexus GS. No, we haven't snuck into the Lexus proving ground. I can't tell you what that car looks like, but I can take it for a drive. So let's go. Well, we're in the 3.5 litre base car, which means it gets the 18-inch wheels and the adaptive suspension. First impressions, it's pretty quiet, which is what you would expect of a Lexus. The 3.5 litre V6, pretty punchy. Still only a 6-speed automatic transmission in this car, which is a bit of a surprise given that the opposition is now all moving to 7 and 8-speed transmissions. But being a Toyota, it's pretty responsive. And we've got this little button down here which enables us to change modes. It's a rotary control knob instead of an old rocker switch, and it gives you 3 different settings. We have normal mode, we have sport mode, which changes the throttle mapping and the transmission mapping. And then there's Sport Plus mode, which also dials in some different suspension tuning. So we'll just give this a go and see what it's like. So we move it 1 to the right, that gives us sport mode. So let's see if there's a difference here. The car holds the gears through the windy stuff, so it's not going to shift up mid-corner, which is exactly what you want if you're having a little bit of fun in the canyon. V6 engine's pretty vocal, unusually so. You know, you kind of assume in a Lexus that a car is going to be fairly quiet and refined, but the Lexus engineers are making a real move to try and increase what they call the driver enjoyment involvement in the car. And the reason for that is that Lexus is saying that the customer base for these sorts of cars is getting younger, and they want cars that are more fun to drive. More fun to drive apparently means, you know, more engine noise, more responsive steering, less of the isolation and refinement that used to be a trademark of Lexus. So now we'll try one more switch into Sport Plus mode, and we'll see what difference this makes. The car definitely stands up on the suspension much better. Changes the steering too by the feel of it. Quick shift there, on the brakes, much nicer. Doesn't feel too niggly in terms of low-speed ride quality. Feels reasonably compliant. Now this car's on all-season tyres too, so it's not quite as trick. Well, that was pretty interesting. And you know, despite all this black plastic covering, there's really a lot you can see if you look around. I mean, take a look at this exclusive sneak peek at the door handle on the new GS. The interior is interesting too. When I drove a very early prototype of this car 6 months ago, I complained that Lexus interiors tended to be beige or grey. Look at this one, it's red. Someone's been paying attention. You'll also see in here the biggest nav screen of any car in the business. It's 12.3 inches across the diagonal. That's over 1.5 inches bigger than the screen in the BMW 5 Series. This car has the 19-inch wheels, which means it's basically the GS F Sport model in the lineup. So the bigger rubber, widest tyres ever on a Lexus sedan. New front brakes, bigger with the 19-inch wheels, and different calipers. You get better feel, better modulation when you're driving the car quickly. There's a lot more I'd like to show you, but if I unzip this any further, Sato-san's going to kill me. So we'll have to keep it a secret until the launch in Pebble Beach in August. What I do know is that Lexus really has moved the needle on the GS. It's a lot closer